All right. Hey, y'all. Hey, and welcome to another session of Meditations with Marigny. So, you guys know I have to make sure the mic is on. This morning is really crazy. I was trying to do my video and realized I didn't have some space on my phone. So, I had to take time to clear space off and get rid of some of the videos that I've recorded, but I hadn't uploaded. And then, I just got discombobulated and figured out that I left my selfie stick. So I had to create a selfie spot. So this morning, welcome to Meditations with Marigny, and thank you for rocking with me. I know you guys might be looking at me like, what has she got on her head? So today is, we are celebrating Breast Cancer Month, bringing awareness to breast cancer and just supporting the women and men that have gone through that situation, and those who may have succumbed to it. We are bringing awareness to it in our school, and we are also, I think there is some little fundraisers that might be going on, but for the most part, we're trying to make sure that the scholars understand the element of breast cancer. And because I've had family members that have suffered from that, it's really important that I support this particular effort. So, with that being said, today was, I think it was put a band on it or something like that, but you're supposed to wear a bandana. The only time I typically wear this is when I'm riding on the back of a bike. So, I have a couple of them that I use just to keep my hair from being messed up, especially when my hair is longer. But that was my little public service announcement for breast cancer and the awareness of it. This morning, I wanted to, I was just driving and thinking and driving and thinking. And one of the things that I was thinking about was, is love equal or is it equitable? And I want to read something to you. Google says equal means everyone receives the exact same things, regardless, regardless of their needs, while equitable means everyone receives what they need to be successful. So equal means that everybody, excuse me, equal means that everybody receives the exact same thing. That means across the board, you get the same thing. So I want to talk about this from a perspective of, you guys know that my channel is mostly for those that are talking about or looking for love and relationships. So is the relationship equal or is it equitable? Is the marriage equal or is it equitable? Is the courtship equal or is it equitable? So when you think about what is equal, we would think that then what to me societal norms have become is that it has created it to a space where everything that a man gives, a woman gives too. And what I'm seeing right now, and I'm just speaking from a content builder perspective and someone that kind of watches videos from a different eye. I don't watch it from entertainment perspective. I watch it to learn and I watch it to grow. I watch it to then either regurgitate it and give it to others and help them to grow. But one of the things that I'm seeing is that women, and so this might be more for the ladies today. In many cases, I understand that feminists moved us into a place where we wanted to have equal pay. We wanted to have equal rights. We wanted to have equal say. But what it also did is it took away the equitability of a relationship for what God intended it to be and to conform to. So when it says equitable means everyone receives what they need to be successful, in a relationship, one of the things that I'm seeing that's missing, and one of the things that I'm experiencing, is that many men want me to be equal to who they are. And that's never going to happen with a woman who operates in a pretty much traditional role set and mindset. And it's not going to happen because what I bring to the table for him is not going to be the exact same thing that he can give to me. Some of the videos that I'm seeing in reference to women that are divorcing their husbands, and they're saying that, they just tired of being married. He's a wonderful man. He's always cared for her. He's always taken care of her. He's always done what he needed to do to take care of their children. He's never cheated. He has been a great provider. He provided a safe environment, but she just did not want to be in the relationship anymore. I can almost guarantee that in that relationship, they tried to make it equal versus equitable. And when I say they, sometimes, ladies, it might be what we're doing to try to make it equal. We were not created. And this is where I think that many people miss the mark. We may be able to operate at a certain level for a certain period of time, but we were not created to carry that. I want to let that sit for you for a moment. We were not created. God did not create us to be head of households. He didn't create us to do that. We may have had to do it. So I'll use myself as an example. I never intended to be a single woman as long as I've been single. So I've been married, but if you count the years and the amount of time that I've been single for longer periods of time than I have been married. And in that, it required that I had to be head of the household. It required that I had to make certain decisions. It required that I had to carry the load of certain things. And as I'm moving into this dating phase, I am dating differently. I am looking at certain things that I know that I need in order for me to be equitable. What equitable means, everyone receives what they need to be successful. I'm looking at what components does this brother bring to the table that allows me to be successful in this relationship? And how can I do that consistently for him for years to come? And ladies, what I will say is that I have not always I have had to manage being the head of the household, but that's not always been an enjoyable place for me to be. I have learned to be content in it because the word of God, be content in whatever state that you find yourself in. Be content, find happiness, find joy. So I've been happy, I've been joyful, but that doesn't mean that that's what I wanted to do. And it doesn't mean, men, just to put a pin in that for the ladies, men, it doesn't mean that I want to be docile and dumb either. It means that I want a man in my life that my level of intellect is a complement to what he brings to the table. My level of intellect is a complement to the vision that he already has. My level of intellect is something that he doesn't find intimidating, but he finds it to be something that is actually complementary to what he needs. Because men have needs as well. If you think about equitable versus equal, he has the capacity to go out and get it. He's the hunter. He's going to go and find what it is that he needs. And then he brings it back. My brother often says, he said, you can learn a lot about animals. I know y'all think I just watched the Animal Channel. You can learn a lot about animals. You think about the lion. Now, the lioness goes out and she does a lot of the hunting. And guys, I'm here a little early. That's our first bill. That's not a bill for me, but it's a bill to allow the scholars in. I think that they can start coming in now. I don't know, because I'm not a part of that portion of the team. But when you think about it, she goes out and she hunts as well. So the lion, he may go out and hunt. He's going to bring that back. She is then going to help to manage to export that out to the cubs and to the remainder of the tribe. It's not about us being equal. And I believe that the more that we learn to rest in our femininity, and the thing is, like, I'm coming into a place now where I'm no longer having to be like a full-time mom. I'm no longer having those areas of concentration are changing for me. And in that, I am able to see how I have not been able to be my feminine self for some years because I was such a leader in my household. I had to manage certain things and components in order for life to keep going. And so I want to make sure, ladies, that we understand that it's not our job to be equal to them. I hear a lot of people say, I'm going to give them the same energy that they give me. And yes, you should. Like, you should not go over and beyond. But I did a video the other day talking about it's our job to present. You present to him what it is that's possible. And if he's a hunter, he's coming to get it. If he's a hunter, he is going to figure out a way to make that happen. And it's not because you're playing any tricks or games or anything of that sort. It's because that is our natural way that God created us. He created us so that the man would want to be the head of the household. He created us so that he would want to go and provide for you, because you then are providing what he needs in order for him to be successful. And it's a yin for a yang. I say that all the time because it's kind of like a seesaw. And sometimes the seesaw is level, but most times it's going to be a little bit of this going on. There's going to be a balance. One is going to be up, one is going to be down. And then you kind of balance each other out. Sometimes the seesaw just kind of does like this. So I want you all to really give some thought to what you are supposed to be doing. Don't try to match his energy. If he's being mean and nasty, why are you planning to do that? You don't have to step out of your element or become someone that you're not in order to meet somebody else's standards. In this process of me dating, sorry guys, I didn't turn my notifications off if somebody was calling. This process of us dating, I've met some really wonderful guys, but I've also met some guys that, they feel like, hey, and they've actually said, I put energy into other relationships and it didn't work out. And I've said to them, you're going to have to put that same energy into me if you're planning to make me a part of your relationship. And if they don't, I'm okay with the fact that they're not the one. So you don't have to have an acceptance from everybody. What you have to look at is there is one somebody that is for me. And he may be somebody that I've already met. He may be somebody that has come and gone and may come back again. He may be somebody that I have not met just yet. I'm not concerned with that component. What I am concerned with is that I am able to vet these relationships for what they represent to me, making sure that I present to them who I am. And again, guys, I'm not holding back anything. I'm being my authentic self from the beginning. I was talking to somebody, and one particular guy, he said, wow, you're this bright first thing in the morning. And he made reference to, like, you've already had coffee. And I said to him, this is me with no coffee. But based on his response and based upon just the conversation that we had, I already knew my personality is going to be too much for him. My silliness is not going to be great for him first thing in the morning. My getting up and cooking breakfast and turning on the music in the house is probably going to be a little agitating. So he's a great guy. Seemed like he has a well packaged opportunity for someone. It's just not for me. And the thing is, you have to be okay with that, because you're not cut out for everyone. I'm not made for every man, and every man is not made for me. And when you become comfortable in your own skin and you become comfortable with what you do provide to people, then you're okay with people coming and going. So I think I said to somebody, I may meet 100 men before I actually meet my Prince Charming, or before I meet my knight in shining armor. I'm using that loosely, but I'm not concerned with that, because when he meets me, he'll know. And he may, he may again, sorry, he may again have already met me. Sorry, guys, my sinuses are draining. He may again have already met me. He may have already come in contact with me, but he might be out here playing the streets and doing whatever he needs to do before he decides, hey, I've done this right here long enough. And that's what you really want, ladies. You really want him to vet other people. You want him to date other people. You want him to see the experiences that are there. And then if he comes back and he says, hey, I really want to sit down and let's talk about this now. I know a lot of people say don't circle the block. I've seen videos like that. Now, I'm not talking about somebody that's been malicious. I'm not speaking of someone that has been disrespectful. I'm not talking about that. I'm speaking of people who you may have had a good connection with, but they might have had a connection with somebody else. And the thing is, there might be people that we have a connection with, and we just might have a connection more with someone else differently. They may drive us in a different way. I believe that the opportunity for us to love someone is available based upon how we love that person. Every individual relationship is not going to be exactly the same. And how you love that person may not be how you would love someone else. So you have to be mature enough to understand that equal is not equitable and equitable is not equal. But understand that in my position where I am now, I am not interested in being equal with my mate. I am interested in the mate that God has for me that is going to be equitable for what I need and equitable for what he needs in his life. So I don't know who that was for today, but I think that it's going to be beneficial for you to know what you need to do. Let me tell you a few things that I'm doing right now. While I'm in this dating process, I am cleaning out my phone. I am getting rid of old pictures. I am getting rid of old threads. People that I used to talk to years ago and they might have had a connection with me or things of that sort. Clean those things up. Clean up your phone and get rid of old numbers and things like that. Concentrate on something else. Find you a hobby. Y'all know I play pool. So, I mean, if somebody tells me that we're going on a date and they decide to stand me up, that's fine. I always got 3 or 4 places that I can go. And this brother's going to be happy to get on the table to play pool with me at any given moment. Matter of fact, I'm trying to play by myself and they like, can I come play with you? So, and I'm not saying that from a perspective of me dating those guys, but what I am saying is my life is full enough that a relationship is not, it's something that I desire, but it is not something that I just have to have. And that is something that you have to look at. What other things do you have in your life that are successfully fulfilling your life purpose? What are you doing that is causing you to make a difference in the lives of others and those around you to make a difference in your life? All right, that was a little tidbit at the end. If you love my videos, I need for you to click like. If you don't mind, I'd love for you to share it with a friend and jump in the comments. I really appreciate the guys that have been sending me the emails and the comments. I thank you guys so much for the support. And I thank you for, recognizing that I am a woman that is truly trying to walk out her ordained call for life, but have a relationship in the process as well. So if you guys enjoy these videos, keep giving me the feedback and I'll keep coming back with them. All right. And if you don't do anything else, recognize somebody that is a breast cancer survivor, encourage their spirits, remind them that, God is still able to heal. And I know plenty that are walking around right now. They are living testimonies of what God can do. So if you're going through that process, or if you know someone that is, just say a prayer for them and make sure that you encourage their spirit and sow a seed into an organization that supports breast cancer awareness. All right. Have a good day, y'all. Bye.